It was late one night, it was a rainy night, we got a phone call.
It was my assistant, Mark Way, and he said, Tim, he said, this baby had just come into the orphanage, this severely burnt baby, and unless we do something, this baby's going to die.
This little baby, which they assumed to be, a couple of weeks old, was found in a field.
When we got to the orphanage to see Levi, he was wrapped in a red blanket, wearing these beautiful yellow Chinese clothes, and but they were saturated with his own body fluids because he was so badly burned. In reality, when we saw him, we thought, this baby doesn't have much of a chance unless God intervenes. We immediately took him to the hospital, and they looked at the burns, and they were all really shocked about how severely burned this baby was. And basically at that point they said, listen, they said, we'll do whatever we can do to help this baby, but to be honest with you, he only has about a 20% chance of surviving. And at that point we said, if with God he has a greater chance than 20%, with prayer, we can save this boy's life, so do whatever you can. Doesn't matter how much money you spend, we want this boy to have the very best care possible. And even the doctor looked me squarely in the eye and she said, why do you want to save this baby? What kind of a life could this baby have? Look at him, he's so severely burned, he's got no parents, he's got no future. Wouldn't it be better just to let him die? And I said to her, I said, listen, I said, even if nobody else wants this baby, if no one else will adopt this baby, I will adopt this baby. And because we valued Levi's life so much, they valued his life as well. And they did everything they could to save his life.
They were going to for sure amputate from the wrist down. And they told us all the ways that he was going to die.
Till 2 surgeries later, and 2 days later, after he survived both surgeries, came out of it very well, she said to me, she said, if this baby does survive, it's going to be your God who touched his life. Even I had pretty much given up hope to even send him to the States because it seemed like it was just a bureaucratic nightmare, just so many hoops to jump through. It just seemed impossible to get him there. But God provided all these different miracles. He gave us the passport, gave us the visa in one day, gave us 3 free airline tickets on United Airlines.
When I got on the plane, I had $50. That one Chinese lady gave me $100. When I flew my short flight from Chicago to Boston, it was a small plane, and the stewardess came up to me there and she said, look, I don't make a lot of money, I don't have a lot of money, I just want to give you this. And she gave me $20. When I went up to the hospital, Dr. Schultz and all the staff said, we've been waiting 3 weeks for this baby, 3 weeks for this baby to, make it here.
Just the story of having a little burned infant abandoned, to me was a compelling story.
We're so thrilled to have him here, and I think people have just taken him into their hearts, and it's hard not to when it's a 2-month-old that needs you so much.
It was the night before I was leaving, and I got a phone call from my old pastor saying, please call Linda Evans.
Lisa brought him all the way over here, and somehow we got the opportunity to help out.
From the day I left, her and her husband drive 1 hour there, 1 hour back. He has not gone one day without her, our Don, being there. And when they released him from the hospital 2 weeks ago, he moved into their house, and they're just, loving on him.
Once we met Levi, it's kind of all of our other things that we had to take care of didn't seem to be that important.
Levi has brought so many people together.
That was just, again, so neat about his name being to bind and unite together, because he bound so many American and Chinese and believers and unbelievers.
People all over the world praying for him.
Everywhere I would walk in the hospital, people knew Levi. I hadn't even seen their faces before, and they all knew Levi.
Levi's story is just something that helps me continue to be optimistic. I mean, where people are willing to work, there's hope.
We think he's going to be famous one day.
If we don't do something to help these kids, no one's going to do it, We need to value these children. God has a specific plan for these kids, for their lives. And this value that we put on Levi's life is the same value we put on all the children's lives that we take care of at our children's village.
To those who don't understand, I'm sure they see nothing but problems for him. And we just see nothing but hope for this little guy.
I'm excited. You know, when Levi comes back to China next month in August, I want to be there to take him to the hospital and show the doctors, say, look at him, look at this cute little baby boy. Take him back to the orphanage and show the orphanage director. Take him to the Civil Affairs Ministry. Show them the good thing that they did. We saved this baby's life. You know, working together with God's help, we saved this little boy's life, and now he's going to do something great.